Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Joni Young, and today I'm going to be showing you step by step how to paint a pretty landscape with sunset and some trees and foliage. We've got the canvas turned landscape this time. It's primed in black paint. You don't have to go out to an art store and buy a black canvas. You can just paint it at home. Use an old canvas or even a new white one and just paint it with some black acrylic paint or black gesso. So here we've got the palette. I'm using today, I've got ultramarine blue, phthalo blue, titanium white, cadmium red, magenta, neon pink, neon orange, lemon yellow, and sap green. You can use any other variations of these colors. I'll list everything below in the description, as well as links to other tutorials, my Patreon page where you'll find exclusive content just for patrons only. And let's go ahead and get started on this, guys. So I'm going to begin with our number 11 flat brush. I'm going to get it a little bit wet, dry it off. I'm going to take some white and I'm just going to start making little half circles, little scoops in the shape of the clouds and the sky. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to take my large blending brush that's a little bit damp. I'm just going to soften the outside. Pull straight down and flick. This will be the reflection for the water. And then we'll come around this way and soften. You want to wipe the excess paint off on a towel. And then go back and do some more. So depending on what kind of easel you have, this can be a little bit difficult. You might want to pull your canvas out. I'm not going to worry too much about that right now. So we're just using white paint right now only. You want to get this wet on wet. Keep your studio or workspace at a cooler temperature if you want to keep your paint from drying out too quickly, or keep a little spray bottle to lightly mist your paint in your canvas to keep the paint from drying as well. I'm going to go back to my flat brush. It's clean. I've washed it off. I'm going to take a little bit of each, a little bit of yellow, orange, and pink. So I've got all three colors on my brush like this. And I'm just going to begin pulling and flicking those colors randomly in the same angle. So it's kind of diagonal, doing those little scoops. I'm going to take some more of that orange and pink this time. And this time I'm going to come from the outside. Pick up a bit more. We'll get different tones wherever we add it, like over the black, it'll be darker. Over the white, it'll make a lighter pastel color. So you'll get a nice balance of light and shadow, soft tones and nice and bright tones. And you can just keep adding as much as you want. And then we're going to soften it with that large, damp blending brush. I'm going to come in with some more pink here and orange. Really want to create a beautiful sunset. You're thinking this looks really messy so far, but you'll see there's a reason for this technique. Okay, before this has a chance to dry, I'm going to start blending back and forth, sweeping up this way. Very soft. Lots of soft little scoops. So everything's softly blending into one another. And then we're going to just push, pull, and flick. Again. And then softly, side to side. What we can do is take a little bit of paint, maybe a little bit of white, get all three colors like that. And maybe we've got reflection right about there. Pull straight down like that. And then barely touching. You can turn your brush a few different ways. Get that blurry look so that it looks like water. And then the excess paint on here, I'm going to just add right in there. And I want to soften this up right in here, light scumble, and then pull across to smooth that out. And then a few little pulls and flicks for some little ripples in the water. You can pull them this way, you can pull them down like that. And I'm going to take some white and some yellow. Just a little bit of white and yellow like that. A little bit more white. The brightest spot right here. Just going to tap over to a number 6 flat brush. Tap a little bit more. Barely touch that canvas. Just to soften right in there. And we can just pull and flick. Pick up a little bit more paint if you have to. Line it up. Barely touch, pull and flick. You can turn your brush like this and make some skinnier ones. And just dust lightly at the bottom. Okay, I'm going to let that sit a little bit. Take a little bit of white and a little bit of ultramarine blue. Got my same flat brush. And I'm going to start to add some mountains in here. Maybe we'll have one starts high up here, high up, right up there, comes down. Let's pick up a lot more paint and just start lightly pulling and dragging. pull for a little reflection down in the water and soften it up over here on the side. We're going to add some foliage and maybe some trees in front of this, so I'm not too worried about how it looks. And then maybe with the paint that I've used to pull off of there, we'll add a little bit right in here. We just pull a little bit of a rock formation in here. Maybe there's some rocks. Pull and flick down for reflection, and then across. I'm going to take a little bit of white with this ultramarine blue. Mix the two together to get a little bit of a lighter shade. And I'm just going to do a little outline here. And then maybe another mountain that comes down. Get a little bit lighter here on the outside. Then I'm going to take some water, loosen that paint up off of my brush, really loosen that up, and come inside, pick a few spots to just scumble in, and we'll leave some of that red and orange showing through underneath. They're really strong colors, so they're really have no trouble coming through that thin translucent layer of blue that we've got there. And we can add a little reflection down here in the water. Just a little bit of color there. And let's take some more of that blue. And maybe this is a beach down here, so we'll add a little bit of light here on these rocks. And a little dust back and forth with that ultramarine blue and the white. It gives it that wet kind of satiny look that the sand gets after the water's gone back down and pulled in, or if there's a low tide. Now with a clean brush, I'm going to take a little bit more of the white. I'm just going to very lightly dab some right in here, right in that sun up. And I want to take some more of the yellow, the orange, and the pink. Just blend it all up like that in one spot. And I'll just start adding a little bit of an outline here. Carefully just picked up a little bit of that yellow and the white. I'm going to use that to create a lighter shade here now. Take some more of that light color. Now because I've got the three colors in here, sometimes I'm going to pick up a little bit more of the pink. I want a bit more of a ruby, beautiful pinky kind of a color. Can sneak some right down here. And it's okay if you go over top of those sun rays. See, as the paint starts to set into the canvas, it starts to dull a little bit. So we can go back and add more color. I'm going to pull and flick some of that pink and orange over this mountain. Make it look like it's Getting a little bit of a glow and a bit of yellow. Can really feel some heat right in this area from this beautiful sunset. So really have fun and play around with your skies. Experiment with color. Possibilities are endless. There's so many different color combinations you can make. So many different things you can do. A little bit of pink right there. So you can make your sun rays a nice light orange color like this, very soft. You can do some pink ones. Okay, so I'm going to come in with my large oval mop stipple brush. I'm not sure the name for it. And we're going to take some of our sap green. Tap, tap, tap to get that nice, I'll tap it flat like this, so you get that nice shape to stay on the bottom. How about we let's start adding some foliage right in here. Oh, that green looks really pretty. Go ahead and start tapping some in here. Maybe we'll have some trees. I don't know what kind of trees I want to do yet. Can softly tap and scumble a little bit. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of yellow, a little bit of phthalo blue. Make my own shade of green here. Okay, let's very lightly, see, I'm turn my brush, turn my wrist, so I get different angles there, making it look more realistic. Reload my brush. Let's come in from this side. It's further away, so it should be a little bit blurrier. Just a few brighter ones in there. Switch over to a large angle brush. It's a number 12. I think I want to add a wave down in here, or some water anyways, a little bit more water. Okay, so I'm going to take ultramarine blue, white, blend the two together, pull and turn, get a line of it. Look how pretty these colors look together. Very complementary. Oh, that looks pretty. More of that color. goes up a little bit on an angle. Just pull and sweep slightly. Get a little bit of an angle. Using the same colors. And I'm just going to use the corner of my brush, just the corner like this. Just make a few little lumps on the rock here for a shadow. And then come in from this side to make some more little waves. Very light little ones. Barely even a wave. Just nice, calm, serene, tranquil water is what we're after. Well, I've got this nice light color on here. Maybe we'll do another little mountain back there. Let's go ahead and add a little bit of this complementary color dry brush. Well, we've got it here on our brush. Add a little bit of it here and there to these clouds in the sky. Just going to scumble a little bit of this paint off. Almost looks like slight little waterfalls in the background. I'm going to take a little bit of white and these warm colors. My brush is pretty dry. I just want to sneak in a little bit of the sunset colors reflecting here in the water. Here it should be brighter. That makes sense, right? The light, the sun, is casting down right here. So I think we better brighten that up. Just a few little lines. Really skinny little lines. Like sparkling gold in the water. It's so pretty. So I've got the warm colors in my brush. Now I'm going to take a little bit of ultramarine blue and white. And we'll make sort of like a mauve color. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the bioluminescence. Sometimes there's little bioluminescent happening down at the water, and it just sparkles, it glows. It's little sea life that washes up and it glows at night. Just add a little bit of that. More of the blue. I come right here with my blue, a little bit of white. looks soft. Take some black, take a little bit of black, straight black here. And just start adding some rocks. So what looked really dark, like it was black over on this side, now has a little bit of color to it. Just by adding a little bit of this black here. Just little bumps for some rocks. Let's add a little bit right down in here too, kind of in and amongst this other rock here and these bushes. I think I want to add some palm trees. I'm just going to use this flat brush because it's got a nice flat straight end to it, and maybe we'll just add, oh, maybe right in here. Not going to think too much about it. When we think too much about things, we psych ourselves out, we overthink. Okay, so we'll just have a couple like that, and then I'm going to make this just a little bit thicker. So I'm having my pinky set right here. The paint is dry underneath. Let's put a few more rocks in here, or just shadows. Give it a little bit more dimension. We'll start our palms. Go from the center, turn and flick. We'll just do a few. Make it really simple. You don't have to do too much detail or color when it's just in silhouette like this. And we'll do this one. Little flick. Look at this nice little seascape we just created. Nice little escape and get away from everything that's going on in the world right now. I've been feeling, to be honest, a little bit overwhelmed by watching the news lately, and depending on when you guys are watching this video, we're in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic, and it's quite frightening. Try not to think about it too much. Try not to watch the news too much. You need to be informed though, so you do want to watch the news a little bit. But if you watch too much, it can be a little bit toxic, and it can make you a little afraid and a little depressed even, because we don't know when it's going to end. That's the thing. I think the sooner people grasp the fact that they need to stay inside, the sooner everybody just stays home, the sooner it will go away. So I'll send that message out to you guys today. Stay home and protect all the vulnerable out there. Let's do our part to make this coronavirus a thing of the past so we can all go back to living our lives and enjoying visiting with one another. And I'm just going to take a little bit of the green and lemon yellow. Very, very subtle. Get a little bit of it on my brush. I'm going to just add little hints of it right in here. A little bit goes a long way. A little bit too light, go back and dab some sap green over top, or a little bit of black. And I'm going to call this painting all done. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and this kind of took you out of your worry about what's going on in the world right now. It helps to be thankful for all the little things, like our health. We can all complain about all the things we can't go out and do, and the family that we can't see, the friends that we can't see, but we know this too shall pass. I always think about that saying, and we need to be very, very thankful that we have our health right now, and pray for all the people that don't, and they're fighting this awful virus right now. So I want to wish you guys happiness and health. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time very soon. Bye!